In April 2019, I flew a mileage run on Qantas in order to earn MVP status on Alaska Airlines. Alaska awards 1 mile for each mile flown on all domestic flights, regardless of ticket price. Alaska also awards 1 mile for each mile flown on Qantas, regardless of ticket price. To be certain I got Alaska mileage credit, I booked these flights using Alaska flight numbers, not QF94 and QF93 on Qantas. This prevented me from doing any advanced seat selection. It also prevented me from upgrading my economy seat to an exit row or to a bulkhead. Although I had no seat assignment, I was still able to check in 24 hours in advance, and when I did that, I learned that I had an aisle row assignment. That's very good because I'm 6 feet 4 inches and Qantas only has a 31-inch pitch. When the window seat passenger arrived and stuffed his backpack under the middle seat, things became untenable. Rather than fight with him over who got to put their feet under the middle seat, I decided to move. On U.S. airlines, you can change seats as soon as the cabin door is closed, meaning that there will be no new passengers boarding the aircraft. When I checked with Lucy, our flight attendant, she told me I could move after we had taken off and the seatbelt sign was turned off. When the seat in front of me reclined, even though we were still at the gate, I decided to move right then. So I moved to the bulkhead seat and pretended to be asleep. I think Lucy knew what I was doing, but she also saw how tall I was, and she let me get away with it. All she said later was, "Next time wait until the seatbelt sign is turned off." The bulkhead in front of 66G was the door to the crew rest area, and several times during the flight, the entire crew, it looked like, 6, 8, 10 people would be there waiting to go in the door to take the rest. That was fine, and what I really liked about the bulkhead was that it couldn't recline. The food on the flight was typical airline food. I skipped the first meal because it was midnight, and I was able to fall asleep for about 6 hours, which helped a lot. During the flight, we were given a hot pizza pocket, and there were self-help snacks available, which helped a lot, and I appreciate. As we got close to Melbourne, we were given a choice of breakfasts, and I looked forward to scrambled eggs with bacon and hash browns and whatnot, but they were sold out, and I got a fruit plate, which was quite good. Arrival and customs in Melbourne was easy. I had paid $20 Australian for an e-visa in advance. I think you can get those free if you wait to get them on arrival, but it made it much faster to go through customs because I already had that. From the Melbourne airport, I took the Sky Bus downtown. It was reasonably priced. I think it was $20 Australian. It was a great service, and I was able to walk to my hotel from the downtown terminus. I stayed in the Pegasus Apart Hotel, which I found on Agoda. I liked it very much. I thought the room was fine, the staff was friendly, and it even had a restaurant in the lobby. Melbourne had spectacular architecture. There were buildings going up everywhere, and I enjoyed my time there quite a bit. I stayed within the free tram zone, so I had no Uber or public transportation expenses and could come and go as I wanted. When I checked Yelp, I found that one of the top rated breakfast or brunch places was Operator 25, literally across the street from the Pegasus. So I ate there. The first time I went in, I was a bit put off by the menu, but later I built up my courage and tried it again, and it really was memorable. There was always a line outside, but that didn't really bother me with my hotel across the street. I recommend it. I also enjoyed the downtown restaurant that had a New Yorker motif. Good food. After 3 nights in Melbourne, it was time to finish the mileage run. I took the Skybus back to the Melbourne airport, and when I went to the check-in counter to try to get that same bulkhead seat in economy, the rather grouchy agent made me check my carry-on bag. When I got to LAX, it took me about 40 minutes to reclaim my bag from Qantas baggage claim. Security took a long time, and to my surprise, when we later appeared at the gate, we were all required to show our identification to go through security again. I had time, so I had a choice of Priority Pass or an Amex Global Lounge. They turned out to be two sides of the same coin with the same chef and same staff. The gate area at the Melbourne airport had a beautiful view of the runways. The plane spotting was wonderful, and I particularly enjoyed seeing QF94 arrive from Los Angeles. That's the same flight I had been on 3 days earlier. The boarding process in Melbourne was a mess. At LAX, we had boarded rear seats first, and that was 66 to 89, I think, so I was among the first people on the plane. In Melbourne, they just called everyone at once, and it reminded me of a boarding process I had at Heathrow to board Air Canada for a non-stop to Vancouver. It all worked out, everybody was polite, but I much prefer an orderly boarding process. Once again, I'd been unable to do advanced seat selection, and once again I was given an aisle seat in economy, essentially where I was before. This time the flight was full. It had a large dance troupe aboard, and next to me on the window seat was a 25-year-old dancer. Her mom sat in the middle seat, and I was in the aisle seat. And even though we were more cramped, these were really nice people, and they made it a good flight. Although we left at 9 in the morning, the first meal served was dinner, and we had a choice of salmon, beef, or chicken. I chose beef. Once again, they were out of my selection, so I had chicken, which wasn't very good. This didn't matter a lot, as I had just had a big breakfast in the lounges at the Melbourne airport. Once again, we got I think a pizza pocket mid-flight, and there were snacks available the entire time. I was a little concerned when the toilet was already not clogged up, but dirty 3 hours into the flight. Before landing at LAX, we were served breakfast, and somehow I ended up with another fruit plate. With arrival in LA, I'd finished almost 29 hours in the air on Qantas. The mileage run earned me MVP status on Alaska Airlines, which was good from April 2019 until the end of 2020. To me, Qantas is the United Airlines of Australia. The food was mediocre and typically was sold out before they reached me, but the staff was friendly and helpful, and most of all, I enjoyed my fellow passengers and the opportunity to see Melbourne, which is a spectacular city. I hope this was helpful. If so, please give it a thumbs up, and thanks for watching.